My ex-wife predicted my future in painful details, and I can't sleep at night because of it. We are legally still married. We are both 45 and have been together for 20 years. She was the love of my life until I met my current girlfriend, and that's when I realized that I had been stagnating for years. My new girlfriend, 30, was happy and exciting. She was wild and drove me crazy. I finally remembered what it was like to feel alive with her, and she understood me. She never complained and never nagged, always positive. When my ex-wife found out, she laughed in my face and told me how disappointing I was. Leaving your wife of 20-something years for a 20-something? How original. I told her it wasn't her age. She laughed even harder. Let me guess, because she cares about her looks? Because she's so positive and adventurous? Then she said, when reality hits, don't come running back. When she stops blowing you in the most wild places because she knows she doesn't have to now. When she realizes that she wants more and asks for more. When your answers and actions aren't good enough for her. When she stays in bed scrolling her phone all weekend because now that she has you, she doesn't need to pretend to be oh so adventurous anymore. Remember that you haven't traded up. I didn't believe her, and she laughed at that too. She said, remember how our story started? The love and respect we had? Look how it ended. How do you think this one, that started by hurting the people closest to you, will end? That was 9 months ago. Now I haven't spoken to my girlfriend for 2 days. She moved in with me 3 months ago, and I have never been this miserable. The fights and nagging, the constant scrolling on her phone day and night with zero effort or energy for any adventure, the demands and small fights about trivial things. I know that moving in together can be emotional and unstable, but I feel that I have no feelings for this woman. I have nothing to say to her. I don't even like her. I just keep thinking of my wife and how she knew all this. I pretend that everything is great when I'm with people. I act like I'm so in love, but I'm dying inside. She predicted everything, and I miss and love her and think about her every single day. And because I'm not a good person, I told my girlfriend this. I don't know why I felt the need to tell her. Maybe because she called my ex old and bitter? I told her that I will never love her like I do my ex. That took her down to earth real quick. I am sick of myself. Now for the comments. Man, sometimes the grass is greener on the other side because it's fertilized with shit. The biggest issue why I think people cheat, they compare their spouse at their worst to the affair partner at their best. When they are experiencing the day-to-day mundane with the affair partner, then it hits home what a poor trade they made. The honeymoon effect. Honestly, how much time are you spending with your side piece to actually see how a whole week is with them? There's more than sex to a relationship. There's the daily choices we make. All the little tiny parts that keep a marriage or partnership together. Side pieces don't have to deal with that. They can sit there and reap the rewards till wife or husband leaves, and then cheater expects the side piece to take over those small choices. Then it falls apart real freaking fast. Exactly. Affairs skip the hard parts. Bills, chores, bad moods, real life. Once the fantasy becomes routine, the spark dies and the truth shows. Most people don't want a new partner. They want the version of themselves they were in the beginning. The grass is greener where you water it. I'm dying to know how your ex-wife is doing. My ex-wife watered it. I did nothing. It was all her. I bet she did. How is she doing? Got any kids? I heard that she was hurt and her heart broken from her friends. I hope she is better now. She is a very strong woman. No kids. I guess this is one of the reasons. I changed my mind about being child-free, or I thought I did. You changed your mind about being child-free when you and your wife were in your 40s? After decades together? That's insane and cruel. I'd guess you were just trying to justify dating a much younger woman, because she's still young enough to start a family, and maybe you might want that. No, you wanted something fun with zero effort. Fafo, buddy. Enjoy growing old alone and miserable. I hope your ex-wife finds a man who puts in as much effort as she does. I'm assuming your wife is still divorcing you? As you know, this is the consequences of your own actions. Don't worry, it will get better. Your ex is going to start dating again. Yes, after 1 year of separation. Next story. My husband asked for an open marriage. I asked for a divorce. We had a week-long vacation planned to visit my grandmother for her 80th birthday. The day before we were supposed to fly out, I noticed his face looked worried, so I asked him, "It looks like you're about to break up with me." And I left and asked him what was going on. He asked me to sit down and listen to him. He started with, "Remember how you told me that your grandpa cheated on your grandmother and how, despite that, they've stayed together for a long time?" The conversation continued, and he basically said he wanted an open marriage. He told me that a month prior, he had joined a Discord server and met someone. He was her sub, and she was his dom. He said he wanted to pursue this and that if I didn't want to, we could go our separate ways. Not once did he mention that he would drop her and stay with me. He let me go through the messages where he declared his desire for her, no matter the consequences. "I'm sorry. I promise you it won't be a problem. Isabel, I feel deep in my soul that I'm meant to pursue you. It's an unwavering feeling that just keeps coming back, and I'm fully prepared to take that risk that I might lose something to gain something better." I kept reading further, and their messages got more into role play. He told me that he had sent her $300 and that he was going to buy her a phone. He bought her the newest iPhone. He said he had also sent other women money, but he didn't tell me how much. I went numb. I still had to pack. I still had homework to do. I asked him to leave and be gone from our home by the time I was back. We continued to communicate via text message, and I tried to ask him questions, but he ended up stonewalling me. He said he had told me everything and that he didn't owe me any more information on the subject, that it was his own private matter. I asked him how it could be a private matter when we're married, but he never responded. I'm heartbroken, angry, and confused. There is no one in my life I can tell the details to. It's freaking embarrassing. Him having a midlife crisis at 27? We've been together for almost 9 years, and we have a 5-year-old daughter. I have yet to figure out what I am supposed to do. I am going to school to become a nurse, and I work 12-hour shifts on the weekends. I am also on the other side of the country, trying to figure it all out before my return. At which point does he wake up and realize he's being scammed by Isabel? That's the sad part. People get so caught up in some fantasy that they don't even see how deep the manipulation goes. It's wild how blind trust can turn into self-destruction so fast. My dad passed away in 2019, but in the late 1990s, we got him a computer and tried to get him online. This was prime AOL days, but he kept crashing it and just struggling with anything computer-related at all. It was a bit frustrating at the time, but kind of a blessing in hindsight. He'd have been easy pickings for some catfisher. I'm sorry, but if he used marital money, then go after him for it. It was both our money. We have a joint account. What's worse is that not too long ago, I was the sole provider because he had lost his job. I was working and going to school. He said that he also used some of that money during that time to give to random girls. I hope you have locked your bank account so he cannot drain any more money to spend on her. Remove your valuables from the home before you leave so he cannot take them while you are away. Make it very clear you are not your grandmother and speak to lawyers while you are visiting your grandmother. Yes, like seriously lock everything and don't leave a single thing to chance. I don't know if I'm panicking or just being smart, but either way, keep your stuff safe. Lawyers are definitely your vibe right now, LOL. Next story. My wife hid massive debt. My retirement dreams are ruined. I, 52 male, feel like I just got sucker punched by life, but there's no one coming to save me, so I'm just going to get on with it. I'm 52, and I thought I was about 5 years away from retiring. I've worked hard since I was 18, saved what I could, and kept things simple. No fancy cars, no luxury trips, no stupid toys, just quiet stability and a plan. Then a couple of weeks ago, everything changed. I found out my wife, 56 female, has been hiding an enormous amount of credit card debt for years, 6 figures worth. All of it is in her name, but that doesn't matter. The banks see it as ours now. She finally broke down and told me, terrified and ashamed, and I get it. Fear makes people do stupid things, but it doesn't erase the reality that the life we built was sitting on a financial time bomb. The dream I had of retiring at 57, maybe spending mornings fishing or traveling a bit, is gone. I did the math. And unless I want to live out of my car eating canned beans, I'll need to work another 10, maybe 12 years. If I'm lucky, I'll still have a job by then. Though with AI creeping into everything, even that's not guaranteed. I'm a software engineer, but job security isn't what it used to be. I'm angry, but I don't even have the energy to yell anymore. It's like something inside me cracked, quietly and permanently. We're selling off some things, cutting back on every luxury, and I've already told my boss I'll be staying on past my original retirement plan. I'm not leaving my wife. We've been through too much together, and this isn't the line I'm drawing in the sand, but I can't deny it. Something in me broke when she told me the truth. I'll keep moving forward because that's what I do, but I know now that the version of life I imagined is gone for good. Your wife clearly doesn't have the same level of care for you that you give her. This thought process alone would eat me alive. Every bad day past retirement, every single time I'd think to myself, I'm too old for this shit, I'd be building resentment. Yeah, I'd divorce and retire as planned. There's loving your partner and there's loving someone who decided they were not going to be one. I really hope your wife is working right now and doesn't think she is going to be able to retire if you are not. She should be working full-time, and ideally taking extra shifts and a weekend job. She made this mess, so she should be the one working double time to fix it, not you. Also, I know you said you don't want to break up, but you really shouldn't just take it on the chin like this, OP. You really should reconsider getting a divorce, as this is really messed up, and clearly shows you don't share the same goals, nor does she have respect for you and your goals. So my wife actually never returned to work after the kids grew up. She has just been a homemaker. However, this really hit home that she also needs to suffer due to the mess, and not just me. I will talk to her about getting a job, even if it's not a high-paying one. I think it will do wonders to help improve my morale about this. I'd make this a non-negotiable, OP. Don't let your wife be a victim about this either. She may have been scared to tell you, but apparently not too scared to blow all your money, and then some. Any job. Financial infidelity is as bad as emotional or physical infidelity. I'm sorry you got blindsided by this. If I were you, I'd take complete control over the finances, and she should absolutely be going back to work. Yup, and in my opinion, your wife broke a critical rule in a healthy marriage, and that's communication. I'd sit down and discuss ways you two can work to only prolong retirement a couple of years by having her get a second job for a little bit. I'd also consider talking to the CC and seeing if they'd settle for less, just to get paid. Best of luck. Thanks. I am still making a plan to manage all this mess of credit cards that I didn't know existed. I will give them a call and see if there is anything that can be done to reduce the interest at the least. Last story. My husband left me and our kids. I'm so lost. I feel numb. We've been in a bad place recently. Struggling to pay bills, didn't have a car, had to move in with my mom. I'm beginning to think it was all planned. This past week, he called me while he was at work and told me to pack our stuff and get out quickly because our apartment was bringing the sheriff to kick us out. I didn't believe it, not really. We had gotten no notice, no court order about eviction. But I packed our stuff, and my mom helped us move in with her. I wouldn't risk my kids being locked out if it was true. The next day, my husband rented a car and disappeared. When he finally called me the next day, he claimed to be at a friend's house. He came back after work with a hickey he claimed was a bruise. Then 2 hours later, he left again for said friend's house. The next day, he said he needed a break. He was tired, stressed, and depressed. He left yesterday and went back to his hometown 2 hours away. He claimed he wanted to work on our marriage. But I woke up this morning, and he had changed everything. His Facebook profile was updated with him kissing an ex-girlfriend he knows I dislike because she came to our home 2 days after we had our first child trying to fight me. I don't know what to do. I want to fall apart. I'm 27 with 3 kids. I have barely any work history because he wanted me to stay home with the kids. I've had 4 jobs in 10 years, and all of them I had to quit within a month because of him. I don't have a diploma or GED. I'm living with my mother, and her house is falling apart and has 4 other adults living here too. I'm so scared. I'm trying so hard not to break down in front of my kids, but I'm terrified of losing them. Scared I won't be enough to provide for them or take care of them. I'm so lost. Firstly, you will get through this. It sucks right now, but you will. Secondly, you need to get angry. He screwed you over and is clearly an absolute piece of trash. Anger will save you. It's meant to. Screw him. Use the anger to get your life together. Thirdly, for Pete's sake, do not go back to him. He will not only screw you again 100%, but if you go back to him and need to leave later, people aren't going to be sympathetic. First time you get sympathy, second time, I told you so. Third time, maybe grudging help. This is just facts. Fourthly, you just met the real him for the first time. Everything else was an act that served his interests. Hold on to that. 100% this. You're stronger than you think. You've got the hard part out of the way. You and your kids are safe at your mom's house. Now it's time to move forward. Cut him off. File for divorce. If he wants any time with the kids, let him go to court. Make arrangements with your mom to babysit so you can look for work. Thank God you found out who this man is now, not years down the road. Screw him. Do not take him back ever. People don't change. If he's done this to you once, he will do it again. You got this. I'll never go back to him. I've always told him cheating was a deal breaker. I went through hell with my parents' marriage and later their divorce when I was 12. I won't put my kids through the same thing. I'm already looking for work, but I'm scared to file anything. My mom's house is kind of falling apart. I'm applying for housing, but I'm terrified DHS will end up showing up and taking my kids. I do not want him having custody. He was absent even while in the same house. He's probably been cheating with that ex for some time and telling her he would leave you for her for just as long. She came to fight you after you had a kid, like you were the side piece. I'm positive he was. We ended his mom's memorial service last month, and she was there. After that, he started taking hour-long phone calls, claiming it was his cousin. I knew by then something was going on. But the story with her is a whole thing. Long story short, she was toxic, controlling and always stealing his money. She left him and cheated the night his grandmother, who was his best friend, died. We got together months after that. When I got pregnant with our oldest, we chose his grandmother's name, and she started a whole campaign against me, claiming I stole her family. She showed up to fight me. She's insane, and I know he'll regret going back to her. Update. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to update or if anyone is particularly interested, but I need to vent. Things have escalated horribly in the past 3 days. My soon-to-be ex has been threatening to take my kids. He's living with his new girlfriend. I found out from his aunt that he's been telling everyone I left him for another man and that I was gone for an entire week the day after his mother's memorial. He's also been telling people that my own mother doesn't want me or our kids living with her, which is a bold-faced lie. My mom is the most supportive person there is. I've been trying to file for custody, but I can't find any legal aid that can help. I'm so stressed. I don't even know what to do now.